Good day, class. How are you today? Okay, good. Before I start, let me introduce myself. I am Alvin de los Reyes Castilla, your teacher for today. Okay, now, let's check your attendance. Is anyone absent today? I am glad because no one is absent today. We can start now. Children, have you been experiencing an earthquake? Yes, we all experience earthquake because an earthquake is a natural phenomenon where the earth shakes. So, what did you do during an earthquake? Very good, children. When there is an earthquake, we don't get scared and go to a safe place immediately and don't run. We must walk correctly. We need to drop, cover, and hold.
Class, I have here a video clip about the effects of earthquake on our environment. Okay, now that you're done watching the video, can anyone on the class share about their observation on the video? Okay, Ira? Very good. The video is all about on how the earthquake can cause extensive damage to buildings, roads, and other infrastructure.
Class, since you have done to observe the pictures and video you have watched, so now we'll be having a group activity. So I will group you into two groups. This side will be the group 1 and this side, of course, will be the group 2. So class, each group will think and create name of your group. So for example, group 1 beauties. Understood? Okay. So you need to provide each group a set of materials such as sand, rocks, and a small building. You are going to create your own earthquake simulations and observe the changes that occur in your environment. Class, record your observations and take note the changes that you observe. So, is there any questions or clarifications regarding with the instruction I've given? Okay. Since there are no concern or questions to be raised and take note, before you start doing your group activity, I have rules to be considered. First is avoid doing or making unnecessary sound while doing the activity. Second is avoid chatting or talking with your classmates. Avoid minding others' output. And the last one is avoid using mobile phones. Okay. I didn't want to see anybody using their phones. Understood? Okay. And take note, class. After doing the activity, you will select a representative from your group to present your output in front of your classmates. Is that clear? Okay. Let's proceed.
Okay class, so during an earthquake, various changes can occur in the environment leading to the significant impacts and hazards. So I am now going you to discuss the 4 these changes. The first is ground shaking, liquefactions, landslides, and tsunamis. Who can define ground shaking? Yes, very good. Ground shaking is the most immediate and noticeable effect of an earthquake, as seismic waves propagate through the Earth's crust. They cause the ground to vibrate and shake. Another one, who can read the liquefaction? Okay, very good result. Liquefaction is a phenomenon that occurs in saturated or loosely packed soil during an earthquake. So, when seismic waves pass through water-saturated granular soil, it can cause the soil particles to lose contact with each other, resulting in a temporary loss of strength and stiffness. So, the third is the landslides. Okay, the landslides is an earthquake can cause trigger landslides in areas with steep slopes or unstable geological formation. The ground shaking during an earthquake can weaken the stability of slopes, causing rocks, soil, and debris to slide or flow downhill. The last one is the tsunamis. When we say tsunamis, are large ocean waves generated by undersea earthquakes, particularly those occurring along subduction zones. When an earthquake occurs beneath the ocean floor, the sudden movement of tectonic plates can displace a large volume of water, leading to the formation of tsunami waves. So, class, it is important to know that the severity of and extent of these environmental changes during an earthquake can vary depending on factors such as the earthquake's magnitude, deep distance from populated areas, and local geological conditions. Understanding these potential changes and their associated hazards is crucial for implementing effective earthquake preparedness, response, and mitigation measures to minimize the impacts of human life, infrastructure, and the environment. Okay, class, the effects of the environmental changes caused by earthquakes, including ground shaking, liquefaction, landslides, and tsunamis, can have significant impacts on both living and non-living things. So, here is their effects, and here is in detail. So, first is the damage to infrastructure. An earthquakes can cause severe damage to infrastructure, including buildings, roads, bridges, and utilities. Okay, so number 2, second is the loss of life and injuries. The most devastating impact of earthquakes and the loss of human life, the collapse of buildings, landslides, and tsunamis can cause also the casualties and injuries, particularly in densely populated areas. Number 3, the displacement of people. So earthquakes can result in the displacement of people from their homes and communities. Number 4, the environmental impacts. Earthquakes can also have the environmental impacts. So landslides triggered by seismic activity can disrupt ecosystems, alter drainage patterns, and lead to soil erosion. So class, it is also important to note that the effects of these changes can be mitigated to some extent through effective disaster preparedness and early warning systems. Also, the resilient infrastructure, so building codes and regulation that consider seismic hazard, improved emergency response activity early systems, and community education on earthquake safety measures can contribute to reducing the impacts of both living and non-living things. Class, earthquakes have had a profound impact on societies throughout history. So I am going now to share you some significant of historical earthquakes and their effects. The San Francisco earthquake in 1906, so this earthquake occurring on April 18, 1906 is one of the most famous and destructive earthquakes in the history of United States. So with an estimated magnitude of 7.9, it caused widespread devastation in San Francisco and surrounding areas. From Tangshan, the Tangshan earthquake 1976 occurring in China on July 28, 1976, this earthquake had a magnitude of 7.8. It struck the city of Tangshan, resulting in one of the deadliest earthquakes in the recorded history. So the next, the Great East Japan earthquake 2011. Yes, this earthquake with a magnitude of 9.0 struck off a coast of northeastern Japan on March 11, 2011. The subsequent tsunami caused widespread devastation, including the Fukushima nuclear disaster. So these are just a few examples of historicals that I will share you, historical earthquakes and their impacts on society. So earthquakes have not caused immediate devastation but also shape cultural, political, and urban development in affected regions. The study of these events help us understand the importance of preparedness, resilience, and also class effective responsive strategies in the face of natural disaster.
Okay, class. I hope you all understand what we have discussed is all about changes due to earthquake. In this evaluation and demonstration, I will test your knowledge about earthquake and their characteristics. The questions will cover the various aspects, including the causes of earthquakes, measurement scales, effects, safety measurement, and more. It is important to understand all about an earthquake to be prepared, the possible significant impacts to communities and individuals. Okay, now, let me know of what have you learned from our discussion. Class, are you done? Okay, pass your paper in front and let us check it. Very good, class. You did a great job. Almost all of you got a perfect score. Clap ourselves.
Class, since are you done to answer the quiz, before you go, I will give you on an assignment. And you may explore on your own. Research the earthquakes resistant building or creating a preparedness plan for your family. Write a reflection paper on the importance of patience and preparedness during natural disaster. Next meeting, I hope you all pass it to me and everyone you will share it with class. Thank you.